Hey guys, welcome back to Wear Wigs with me. Today I am wearing Brooklyn by Estetica in the color R30 2826. So let's get started. Brooklyn is a mid-length, tousled, wavy hairstyle. It's not too short, it's not too long, it's not too curly, it's not too straight. It's just right. And if you like this kind of style, you're gonna love Brooklyn. I have never seen somebody put this wig on and not look good. So in this review, I'm gonna go over all the basic stuff. The cap, the measurements, the color. I'm not gonna tell you anything you don't already know. What I have to bring to you is my favorite color, R30 2826. Let's talk about this cap. Estetica has some of the best, most comfortable caps. When I rate my favorite caps, Raquel Welch is number 1, Estetica is number 2. They are just breathable and stretchy and comfortable, and it's a wear all day kind of cap. You put it on, eventually you forget you're wearing it. Brooklyn has a lace front. Estetica has beautifully done lace fronts. They are thin and pliable and they just blend in and you just don't even feel it. This has a mono top, so you can part it whichever way you want to part it, which is super nice. It also, having a wig like this really makes me want to take care of these hair fibers. Now, we want to always take care of our wigs, but having a wig that I can just like grab into and move around, I want to be able to do that. I want to keep these hair fibers soft and movable by keeping it well conditioned, by every time I take it off, use detangler and really get out all the tangles. Just, we want to take care of these hair fibers using that silicone, Simply Stylin' or whatever is your favorite. And I even need to put some of that on there right now. You go down to the ear tabs. Now, Estetica doesn't have those great substantial ear tabs that I like. I don't know why I'm so picky about ear tabs, but for whatever reason, I got picky about it. These are covered. It's just like a thin, cloth of some sort. So they're covered. They've got the metal stays. I mean, it's got good coverage. There's nothing wrong with these. It has an open extended nape and those hook closures. I don't really like those two things, but whatever, it works. And then it's open cap. And so that's breathable, that's stretchy, that's comfortable. Even though I can say I don't like this, I don't like that, overall, I love these caps. They're my number 2 most comfortable cap. So it just goes to show, even if seeing a wig review or reading about a cap and you're like, oh no, I don't like that. If you like everything else about the wig, it's worth getting and trying on because it just might be the most comfortable cap you ever put on. The measurements on Brooklyn. So I have a 7.5 inch face and about 2.5 inch neck. The bang is 9.75. The crown is 13.5. The sides are 10 and the nape is 6.75. Overall, you've got about a 10 inch wig. And knowing my measurements, now you can see what this looks like on me. Like I always say, I believe that your head circumference is your most important measurement. Take that head circumference. That really gives you an idea of how a wig is going to fall on your head. Now your face measurement and your neck measurements come into play too, because then is this going to hang past your collarbones or is this going to hover right above your shoulders? All of those measurements are going to be different for everybody, but just knowing ahead of time, you kind of know what to expect. And then that head measurement or that circumference lets you know how this hair is going to fall. So if you have a more petite head, this is going to hang a little bit longer on you than it does on me. I'm wearing an average size cap. It's very roomy. It's very comfortable. The hair fibers on Brooklyn, they're fine hair fibers, but they're not too fine. They're not like fluffy and, that would be the best way for me to describe it. They're not those thin, fluffy hair fibers, but they're not coarse and heavy like maybe a heat-friendly hair fiber. These are kind of just the right weight to where they keep their shape and they keep the style, and you're not gonna have a ton of flyaways. And it's like, mine's not super shiny, and I don't know if it's the color, but it's just kind of like, it's got just the right amount of shine. It looks like healthy hair. And see, just me running my hands through it like that, you can tell I've been playing with it. So I've been wearing this wig for about 2 weeks, and I run my hands through it and I move it from side to side, and you know, you have to be careful with it, but you also have to wear your wigs and you have to live in them and move in them. And so, you know, like, I want to touch them. And it's not heat defiant, or heat friendly, so I'm not afraid of it like I am those, because I can tear one of those up in about 30 minutes. But you still want to be gentle, and every time I take this off, I spray detangler. I work out any tangles, first with my fingers, then with a wide tooth comb. I kind of give it an overall spray of the Jon Renau conditioner, or even sometimes just the detangler. I'll just kind of mist the whole thing with that detangler. Yeah, that's kind of all I've done to it so far. I've never needed to use any holding spray or anything. It's really styled beautifully to where it keeps its style, and it keeps that tousled wave, and it's a really, really great wig. And then, so as far as permatease goes, it has some permatease, but it is like kind of really just in here. It's not pillowy, it's not thick. It's like just enough. It's just what the wig needs to give it a little lift, hide the wefts. I don't really feel any in the back. I really just feel a little bit, and I don't even really feel it from out here. In fact, when I started to make this video, I was like, oh, I don't think Brooklyn has any permatease. I kind of thought it just had those straight, short hairs that are there to cover the wefts. So like if the wind blows, you don't see the wefts. But when I get my hands in like this, I do kind of feel that permatease-y feeling. It's kind of that fuzzy hair. But like I said, it's just enough to provide the volume and hide the wefts, and you're not going to feel it. It's not going to distract from anything on the wig. Let's talk about this color. I love this color. This is R30 2826. It's my go-to Estetica color. I have it in Ren, I have Mackenzie in it, and I'm basically going to have every single color of Estetica in this color because I love it. I just don't see a reason to try any other color. I found it. It is that light red, that orangey red, that strawberry red. It is more of a stagnant color. You're not going to see highlighting or rooting or really blending of anything. Obviously, there's blending because there's 3 color codes, but the overall appearance of the wig is one color, and that is that light orangey strawberry red. And I'll get shots outside. It is the prettiest light red color and one of the closest colors to my hair color. Let's do a quick comparison with Jon Renau's Mila and Gabor's Radiant Beauty. Those are my other two, I don't know, that I kind of think are comparable. Mila for sure. Radiant Beauty is a little bit longer and I feel like a little bit more layered. Let's take a look. It's kind of those tousled, I don't know. We'll take a look. Mila, I think, is a good comparison for sure. So let's put that one on. Okay, this is my Mila. Mila is, the hair fibers are definitely not as soft as Estetica's. This is Jon Renau's. And I have it, it's in a much blonder color. I would like to get another Mila in Strawberry Shortcake, but I haven't had Mila on for a little bit, and mainly because of this blonde color. I love the waves on this. Mila is more like all one length, and I find myself not as drawn to that anymore. I kind of like, I like the layers around my face. Mila also has a mono top. It's not as large as Brooklyn's. I don't know, Jon Renau's lace fronts kind of aren't as comfortable. If I was choosing between Mila or Brooklyn, I would go with Brooklyn. Brooklyn is more comfortable on me than Mila is, and I just feel like the mono features are done a little bit better, but also Jon Renau fits me smaller, so when I do get another Mila, I'll get the large cap size because this one I have to have a wig grip on or it just pops right off the back of my head. Okay, let's put on Radiant Beauty and see what that looks like. Okay, so this is my Radiant Beauty. I have this one in Rusty Auburn. It's Gabor. This one is much curlier. This one really reminds me of somebody with natural curly hair. It's got some layers around the face and then it's longer in the back. I know people that like their natural hair looks like this wig. This is a very natural curly style wig. Comparing it to Brooklyn, again, Brooklyn's hair fibers are softer and the curl pattern is just more lazy and tousled, where Radiant Beauty it's curly. Oh, it's so pretty. So yeah, these are my 3 kind of mid-length, curly, wavy, tousled styles, all 3 different colors. But I really like them all. I would say if you are choosing between Mila and Radiant Beauty and Brooklyn, on me, Brooklyn is more comfortable. I like the mono features better on Brooklyn, but they all are just a little bit different. It just really, it's such a personal preference and really depends on what you want, because then, Radiant Beauty, while it is very similar to these, it's just more curly, it's a little bit longer, it's a little bit different, but I wanted to pull it out just to show my 3 kind of curly mid-length styles. Okay, so let's put Brooklyn back on. Okay, so I've got Brooklyn back on. Gosh, after feeling that Mila hair fibers, I think I need to wash Mila too. But gosh, the hair fibers are so different than Brooklyn. Brooklyn's a lot softer, but it is brand new. I mean, I've had Mila since, gosh, I don't even know. I mean, it was I bought it pretty quick because I could not wait to get that one. But so I've had it since like September. I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, and I don't think I've ever washed that wig because I just didn't wear it that much. Anyway, this isn't about me. Thank you, Vogue Wigs, for sending this to me. There'll be a link down below that will take you right to Vogue Wigs, to this wig. Okay, so I talked about the cap and the measurements and the color. My overall feeling of Brooklyn is that you can't go wrong with Brooklyn. If you like this kind of a style of wig, you're gonna love Brooklyn. It is a wig that you can put on, wear all day. It's just comfortable. You're not gonna get sick of it. It is heavier and thicker around the face. So if you're doing a lot of paperwork or you're doing a lot of things where your head needs to be down, you can always just clip it up. Honestly, I would always rather have too much hair than not enough, because you can thin a wig, you can add some layers, but if there's not enough hair, anywhere, but especially around the face, you just don't have any choices. I think while it feels thicker around the face, especially like if I'm eating a meal or something, I just would prefer that it be too much than not enough. Okay guys, so this has been Brooklyn by Estetica in the color R30 2826. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do a little chit chat in the comments. After all, that is where we learn from each other. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.